What's up, Star Wars fans and action figure collectors? Today we're going to be taking a look at my Star Wars vintage action figure collection. So starting off with my Star Wars vintage action figure collection, all this is original vintage Kenner from the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. And it's basically just from the original A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back movies, and it's the original ones Kenner made before Hasbro took them over. So we're going to start on the left here and kind of just go through all the figures and all the notable ones and basically just talk about it. So over here on the left is the 1977 vintage Kenner carry case. This carries, I think, 24 figures, 12 on each rack in there, and it's super cool. And it's empty currently because all the figures are sprinkled around in the main collection, but I normally do keep it with figures inside. Right next to that is a vintage Wampa from Empire Strikes Back. His arms are a little loose, he's a little yellow, but he's all good. Moving down here, this is actually a really special piece of my vintage collection. This my grandmother made for my dad when he was a kid watching the Star Wars movies, and now I have it. So it's a Star Wars kind of bag she made, and it's super cool. One of a kind, of course. Moving on to the figures themselves, over here I have Luke's speeder and a couple of Cantina aliens surrounding it. I have Greedo, Walrus Man, Hammerhead, a couple Tusken Raiders, a couple Snaggletooths. I don't have the blue Snaggletooth, unfortunately. Here's a non-vinyl Cape Jawa. Moving to the meat of the display, I have the main characters down here at the bottom and R5-D4, but I have Luke here with a toothpick and not a double telescoping lightsaber. Smallhead Han, I have a Chewbacca, Leia, C-3PO, R2, Vader, and I'm pretty sure the Vader was double telescoping at one point, but during play, my dad, when he was a kid, destroyed it, and so now it's a red toothpick. So up here's my Empire self. Starting off on the right, I have the Emperor Palpatine that was a mail-away figure. And moving down, I have another Vader actually right behind him there. He does not have a cape or a lightsaber. He's kind of my beat-up Vader. And moving down to the left over here is the rest of the Empire. So I have several Stormtroopers, 3 Scout Troopers, Snow Trooper, and a Death Squad Trooper. And up on this top level is my Empire and Return of the Jedi stuff. So on the left side is Empire Strikes Back on specifically Cloud City. So you can see we have the whole Lando and Bespin kind of group. And then we have the Bounty Hunter lineup from the Star Destroyer and Empire with the exception of Forlom. And then the Return of the Jedi Rebels, so Luke, Rebel Soldier, Yoda, X-Wing Pilot. Then I did throw 2-1B in there, even though he's more probably Empire, I would say. But before we get to the top row, I would ask that you please like and subscribe, because I really want to try to get to 100 subscribers and then maybe eventually hit 1,000. So that'd be really cool. Thank you so much. Let's get to the top row. On the top row, we have my whole Hoth battle setup. So I have several more, a few more X-Wing Pilot Lukes, which are super cool. Then some Hoth Troopers, which are really cool. And that Hoth Cannon, along with the Wampa, which I mentioned earlier. I have the Tauntaun here, with the Luke riding on top of it. About to fall off, actually. I should probably fix that. Over here, I have the Hoth Landspeeder, the Snow Speeder, with a single Rebel X-Wing Pilot inside, holding up the top. And right here, I have a vintage AT-ST with an AT-AT driver in it, because I don't have an AT-ST driver. Here are 2 more Stormtroopers, one of them riding the vintage Dupac. So overall, I feel like I have a very good vintage collection. I'm pretty proud of this collection. My dad gave me most of this when I was old enough for it and when I kind of started collecting, because he was never really a huge collector. He had a lot of this as a kid, and some of it was my uncle's. So he passed it on to me. And here's kind of how I've built it out to be and how I'm displaying it currently. And I'm going to move this display and display something else a little later, but that's all for today's video though. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I would ask please that you like and subscribe. I want to try to grow the channel, and I think liking and subscribing would really keep me motivated and just help me. So thank you guys for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.